Hey, I'm LeJean.
And I'm Morgan from Sevendust.
What's that? Peace.
Hey, it's Walter the Wolfdogg Price here with one of my favorite bands. As you know, when EXPN Radio got started a little over 4 years ago, the very first band ever on the show was Sevendust. And look at that, right here in the studio doing a stand-up.
Still kicking live. Very blessed right now. Nice to be here.
You guys are out promoting an album coming out in about a month and a half, maybe a little bit more, called Alpha.
Yes, sir.
Also, you have in stores the Best Of.
Right.
I want to talk about that because there is a lot of Best Of.
Well, talk about Alpha. Alpha's coming out March 6th, and it's such a pleasure to be also with the new label, Warner Music Group, Seven Brothers, and it's been a pleasure. Now, the Best Of, Morgan, you want to talk about that?
I didn't know we had any hits. I mean, it's funny. It's like there was a Best Of put out there. We got great people that come to see us, so it's like, it's cool we've played a bunch of those songs for a long time, so it's nice to have a record with all of them on it. But I was kind of confused, I was like Best Of, and I'm like,
who decided the Best Of? Yeah. It definitely wasn't us.
So seriously, you guys didn't have a hand in picking anything?
No, that was actually our ex label. So, when that was going down, to be brutally honest about it, I mean, the thing that bummed me out about it was we had just released our last record, Next. And then, lo and behold, a week later, our old label throws the Best Of on top of it. And I'm like, wait a minute, the record before that, we released Seasons on our ex label. And then right in the middle of that, they released Southside Double Wide. I'm like, we're doing like 2 records at once every time we go out. So
they're squeezing blood. That's all they're doing, man.
That's what it is,
but we look at it like at least it's out there, and the people that might not be familiar with us are able to, get familiar, and then they look and see that, oh, wow, these guys are still kicking it. They got a new album coming out, Alpha, hopefully. I mean, it's still a little weird, but it's cool. You know what I mean? As long as it's out.
To even have anything in the store, so.
Well, Alpha is a second release on your own imprint, right?
Yeah.
So how's the imprint going so far?
It's going good now.
We're in New York with you
Yeah.
right now. So it's kind of early in the game, but
we just had a few cocktails on the plane and just landed and came straight here, and we're like, where are we?
But, I really feel, we've been saying it jokingly, the year of the dust. And I feel like, man, it's our 6th album. Right. And if we're still around and people are appreciating and accepting our music, then something must be right, even in this jaded world that we're in. I think that it's going to do well. And like I said, us being here and doing press in New York, and, over the last 2 years, a lot of those things have been kind of laid down a little bit because we've been so busy. But this is great. I think it'll be good.
And what about touring? I know you guys start up pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, we'll start February 8th. The tour starts in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It goes, I think there's 60 shows just on this part of it. Then we'll take a few weeks off and either go to Europe or do a summer tour over here. There's a few things that we've been talking about. This will probably be about a year, at least. It's typical us.
Well, if anyone knows Sevendust, you guys are a road band, because if you want to know what the band's all about, you got to go to one of your shows. And I've been to, let's say, quite a few, and it's always really good. You guys doing like Hammerstein size, or what kind of venues?
Yeah, we're definitely playing venues that size, and then smaller venues too. We'll be hitting everywhere from small places in Iowa to coming back through New York to going to California. Just the different venues along the way. Recently we did 5 shows and hit a few of the House of Blues size venues. So some good size venues we're playing.
Oh, House of Blues has got a good sound, though. The one in New York, I haven't been to any other ones around the country, but I like the one here in New York. So what else is new with the group that I'm not touched on yet? The name of the album is Alpha. Check it out in March. What else?
Last time we saw you, I don't know, was Sonny Mayo in the band?
Yes.
Okay, Sonny Mayo still in the band. That's awesome.
I was thinking, we
right. No, everything is good. We were off for 7 months and we were able to do Alpha. And for the first time in our lives, that was the first time that we were ever able to be home for that long period of time. And I think it actually helped us all, because not anymore. We're these young guys, we're daddies, and we have kids running around. And so it was incredible to retouch the family and then to be able to go and do an album at home and come back home. I think it really molded us into the way that we need to be now. If you know what I mean,
I got you.
You take a break and then you come back refreshed. And I feel that's what's happened with us.
Well, see, a lot of groups, when they get that first long break in their career, they get antsy and things start to fall apart, and it
was that definitely was. I mean, I was imploding on myself. I was like, I really don't know what to do. I got remarried in December. Thank you very much. And
Hey, I heard Sonny's in the band. Is Sonny in the band?
yeah, right. So I mean, it's like I got remarried. I had a bunch of crazy stuff going on in my life around that, and family stuff that was crazy, and I got custody of my daughter and everything, so that was amazing. But right in the middle of all that, it was time to write a record, so it was lockdown again, doing that, and then putting in those 15 hours a day at the studio, and then it was done. And we were like, whew, okay, now we can go and have some family time. And all of a sudden it was, I haven't played drums in like 6 months at all.
Chuck E. Cheese every Friday.
Yeah, I hate that.
Not working, right? You weren't working, were you?
Oh, no, we weren't. Just being daddy, man. It was great. No, it was cool, and what the best thing about it, too, was we were in Atlanta, and we did the album at Tree Sound Studios, one of our good friends. It was beautiful to be able to be at the studio and then go home and then come back and go home. And for me, man, personally, I needed it, and I think we all needed it, and it's going to be good to get back out in February and just whip the dog stuff out of everybody across America.
Now, how did the transition going over to Warner Music Group? How did this all come about? Did Next do so well, and they started to notice you again?
Simple. I think with us just being out there shopping, people were able to see what was going on, because you think about it, we were with that one company for so long. All of a sudden, we were in a spot.
I like that one company. It's like talking about it. It's like talking about an ex-girlfriend saying, that chick.
Man, we were with them for so long, and then right before Next, we were in this spot in this house recording the album, and we're like, we don't have a record deal. And it was so funny after 10 years to say, oh, we're gonna get signed. You know what I mean? We would joke around, and it was a trip, man. And the Warner people came, and they actually looked at our situation, and this deal with them is actually I think it betters our future, not only for Sevendust, but for the future of other bands with us now having Seven Brothers Records.
Are you eyeing people for your label, or what's going on? What do you got coming out?
Well, we don't know right now, but people are submitting stuff, so just make sure your stuff has conviction, and I'm sure we'll be digging it.
Make sure you're not that other girl.
Exactly.
That other label signed some weird bands, man. We're one of the weird ones, but
let's talk about them. No, let's not talk about them. All right, the name of the group is Sevendust, and guys, I want you to come back. I'm sorry this is just about over.
No, this is a pleasure to be here, man.
Yeah, man.
Name of the album is Alpha. It's March 6th. The tour starts. Wait, I got that.
8th.
Did I got that right? The 8th and then the 6th. Okay,
Good stuff.
so it's about a month apart. Guys, freaking tastic to have you back. I'm glad the album is so good.
It's a
And
pleasure, man. You guys live in a beautiful place. This place is awesome. And,
Yeah, you like the studio?
Man.
yeah,
I love New York.
Yeah, we love New York. Me and Morgan were looking over, and it's and it's so funny. I say all the time, you forget how beautiful the city. It's an island. You don't, until you fly over it, you're like, look at all the water. Because when you're here, you don't see it. So it's
and it's comfortable because the weather is almost the same as it is for you at home.
Yeah, right. In Georgia, well, hold on, wait a
It's
second.
like 2 degrees, 65
What?
degrees.
Today,
It's 34 at home or something.
manager looked at, yeah. So we were kind of, it's cool. We were like, yeah, we can deal with this. We stepped off the plane. John lives in Florida. He's 82, so he's like kind of dealing with it right now.
He got off the plane, man. He's like, whoa, man. Whoa. I'm like, welcome.
We ain't gonna make
Here
it.
we go.
I left my nuts somewhere.
Exactly.
All right, guys, Sevendust. Get the album in March and come back again when you can, whenever, whatever. All right, man.